Hey guys, Shane here. I hope you're all doing well. I hope you're all staying safe, staying healthy. I'm just here to answer some questions for Srixon Golf. My first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do what's in the bag. The clubs I've used for the last while. I haven't changed them for quite a long time actually, at least over a year. So I'll start with wedges I use. I carry 3 wedges, the pitching wedge of the set, the Z785s, and I use a 50-degree RTX4, and I use a 58-degree Cleveland RTX4 also. I use 6 iron to pitching wedge. I use the Z785s, and I have done for basically since they've come out. I remember hitting them first time and thought, wow, these are amazing, and I put them in the bag straight away. So they've been great. And then I go up a little bit to the chunkier ones, and I go my 4 and 5 iron. I use the Z585s, which are just a bigger head, which helps me get the ball in the air a little bit easier, and it's good into we play a lot of firm greens and stuff on the PGA Tour and the European Tours, and it just helps to be able to get the ball in the air. My long irons, I carry a 2 and a 3 iron in the ZU85s, which are like probably the best clubs I've ever had. I mean, these long irons are just incredible. My 2 iron has a graphite shaft to help it in the air a little bit more. With my 3 iron, I can hit pretty much whatever shot I want with it, which is always nice. So that's good. In my woods, I carry a 3 wood that I've had for years. It's probably the longest club I've had in my bag. My driver, which I believe transformed my season last year. I struggled with my driving at the start of the year. I'm using the Srixon Z585. I think I put it in play the Players Championship last year, and it kind of took me a little while to get to grips with it, but changed shaft a couple of times, but got it then just around the Masters last year. I really fell in love with it, and then I haven't looked back. I kind of can hit whatever drive I want with it. It's quite quick off the face, it's long, it's forgiving. Which is what I look for in a driver. I look for something that, yes, it needs to be able to go long, but I also need to be able to hit fairways with. And I need to be able to hit a fairway finder when I can. So, that driver's been in play same driver for over a year now, and it's served me well, and it's been good. So that's my what's in the bag. Like my other stuff, I always keep like a few. I always have to have gloves. I love having extra gloves in my bag. I don't know why. The guys in the trucks know that. I always ask for more gloves. I keep balls. I use the Srixon Z-Star XV6. Very fortunate that they stamped my little shamrock on it for me as well. Saves me the bother of doing that. So I'm going to answer a few questions now that you've all sent in. I'll just get them up here. Why and how did you go with Srixon Cleveland Golf as your equipment manufacturer? Well, I turned pro in 2009, and I turned pro in May, and I signed with Srixon Cleveland. The end of 2009, I remember going over playing the Dunlop Phoenix tournament in Japan, and getting to meet all the people and getting to test the equipment, and I loved it, and they were great to me from the word go, and the ball was a big thing for me. I remember at the time I used a really firm ball. I can't even remember the name of it. Obviously it was Srixon, but I loved it, and that was a big thing for me. I loved the ball, and that was probably the ball, and the wedges was the main thing I switched at the start. Cleveland wedges obviously have always been very famous and have a great reputation, so it was easy to make that switch, and the ball was, like I said, was great. So that was probably the reason why I switched, and how I switched was back in 2009, end of 2009, start of 2010, and yeah. Why do you prefer the Z585 driver over the Z785? So basically all my equipment is all very upright, so I like the lie of my clubs to sit very upright, and I just feel like the 585 driver sits that little bit more upright than the 785. I also like, if you look at my driver, it's got the shaft is just straight into the head. I can't change it, I can't mess around with it, so that's something that I quite like. Because I found it something that I like, I know that it's my fault if I hit bad shots, and that it's not the driver's fault or not the setting it's on or anything, so I'm not able to fiddle with it, and I quite like that. So that's probably, you know, the two main reasons, which is, you know, I like the way it sits, the way it lies, and I like that I can't really mess around with it. I like, you know, that's just a simple driver. It looks great and performs great as well. This one's a good one. Number 8. After winning the Open, is there anything else that would be as big for you? It's a good question because I'm not really sure. I think because no Irish person has ever won the Masters, I think if I did manage to win the Masters, it would probably match what I did in Portrush. But you know, I'm not going to put any pressure on myself to do anything like that. I'm just going to keep doing what I've been doing, and hopefully someday down the line I do get a chance to win that green jacket. But you know, to do what I did in Portrush was just extra special, and I'll always have that no matter what I do. So I'm pretty happy with that. Number 9. When is the last time you had to buy your own drink in Ireland? Probably when I was out with my friends. I probably had to buy them one too, but no, I can't remember. At Christmas, I definitely bought a drink at Christmas. So yeah, that was the last time I was home. So, what do I like most about my golf ball? So I find the ball I use, the Srixon, the Z-Star XV6, I find that it spins a lot for me with my irons, which I'm able to control, so I have a lot of control going into greens. But I also find when I'm playing in the wind, I'm able to control the ball really well and be very consistent that way. So I always find when I'm in a crosswind, which you do get a lot, I find like I'm able to, my distance control is great with it, so I find that you know, very stable, very good in the crosswind, and also it's a great ball to chip with around the green because I like how firm it feels, but it also spins a lot. So yeah, just how stable it is in the wind and how much it spins, especially around the greens. That's what I love about my ball. Number 13, my dream partner at the Ryder Cup, past or present? Wow. I'll go present. I think myself and Graham, I think myself and GMAC would make a good pairing. I think obviously I'd love to play a Ryder Cup with him. I'd love to play with Rory maybe. Obviously that goes without saying, he's the best player in the world. But to be honest, I'd be happy playing with anyone. I think I'd be a pretty decent partner. So I'd be happy to play with anyone. But if you're to put me on the spot, probably GMAC or Rory. Yeah, I think myself and Harrington would have been good too. I think we probably would have drove people mad getting it up and down and you know, winning holes that way. So I think we would have been pretty good too. So a couple of the Irish lads, I suppose. And last question, what is top of your bucket list, golf and non-golf related? Wow. My bucket list this year looks like I want to play that Ryder Cup. I want to go and win the Ryder Cup. So that's on my bucket list at the minute. And non-golf related, yeah, I don't really have a bucket list. Pretty happy with what I'm doing. I'm pretty fortunate the way I get to live my life. You know, traveling the world doing something I love, and yeah, I don't really you know, I think bucket list for me now would be able to go and meet my friends and have dinner and a drink with them. That's on the top of my bucket list right now, to be able to do something like that. So yeah. Okay guys, that's all from me. Thanks very much, and like I said, I hope you're all staying safe and staying healthy, and I hope to see you back out on the golf course pretty soon. Thank you.